Hi everyone, so today I have to redo audio for a video that I made and my audio was never recorded, so I'm doing a voiceover. First time in my life I'm doing a voiceover. So basically what I need to do in this video is grant exchange installed rights to an administrator in a different site. What that means is he does not have, was not allowed to have exchange org admin rights, and we need to grant him access to a machine, well, to install exchange. So I'm just logging on to one of my servers here. Bring your desktop. Okay, great. So I'm logged in. Just waiting for everything to load. Close the window. And I'm opening Active Directory just to show you the normal user I created with the name of Teens. There's a user, so I just need to change advanced features to show you the membership of the user. Okay, great. So he's only a member of domain users. So I have to grant this Teens user access to install an exchange on a server. So rule of thumb to remember is the first ever exchange server you need to install will have to be installed with an exchange account that's got the exchange org admin rights and obviously local admin rights on the server. So there's a server I installed, just showing you there. So now I have to grant Teens user access to log on and install Exchange on a new server. So you log on with your admin account, your Exchange org admin account on the server you want him to install Exchange on. You can also specify in the command, to tell it to run it on another server. You need the Exchange install files on the server where you're running this command from. Okay, so run as administrator when you open the command prompt, otherwise it will fail. And then you browse to your install file. So I've got the Exchange 2007 SP3 file. So the command is setup.com / new provisioned server. There I made a typing mistake, so it's going to fail. And then / server admin : and then domain / username. What I found, because the site I was working at, they have multiple domains, I had to use the / server admin : teens@test.local, which is my teens user @ domain name, and then it went through. So there I realized, oh, okay, I made a typo. It was very late in the morning, well, early in the morning, I think 2 o'clock. So it needs to be new provisioned server. So after this, what you can do, let's say you are on a server, you logged on and you need to grant the user access to server 2 and server 3. After the new provisioned server, you go : and then the server name where he needs access on to install Exchange. So there we go, it's running the organization checks. But I'll have all those things in the article on the blog and in the description of the YouTube video as well, on how to provision it to another server. So this one is typically what you use for running it on this server that he needs to install Exchange on. So there we go, Exchange server setup operation completed successfully. So now I'm logging off. I just need to log on now with the Teams user, so the user who I granted Exchange installation access. So basically you need to run that command so that it configures the account to install Exchange on that specific server, and when you run that command it will do the org rights, like creating the computer in Exchange and those types of things. But all that will be in the two articles I linked to, the two Microsoft articles. So yeah, I'm just browsing to my Exchange setup files. This is going to fail because I need to run that as administrator. So user Teams is trying to run it and he's getting access to the path. Exchange setup.log is denied. Setup will not continue because I need to run it as administrator. So if you have an engineer that needs to install Exchange on a site somewhere and you've granted him the access, please let him know. You need to right click setup and say run as administrator, otherwise he's going to get these errors I'm showing you now. So I'm just opening the log to see if there's anything in there. So at this stage I did not know yet that I need to run as administrator. And as you can see, there's not really much in the log telling me why I don't have access. Why user Teams does not have access to install Exchange. So yeah, I'm just trying to go through and see what the heck is going on. So there you can see logged on is test Teams, the user I gave access to. Another thing that I found online was to disable the user account control settings. As you can see, it took me a while to find it because it was very early morning and I was tired and it was a rough day that day. So I was going back to user accounts and then change user account control settings. Some people said that was the reason they got the access denied. I personally feel you need to just run as administrator when you want to run the Exchange setup for the user that you've delegated the access to. There we go. I'm just switching that off just in case. Yes. Run it's going to fail again. There we go. And at this stage I went and I browsed the internet to find out, oh wait a minute. So run as administrator and the user can then install Exchange. So I'm showing you that I'm installing Exchange with the user Teams that I've delegated access to. So I'm just going to install the client access nub roles. So it's doing the prerequisite checks. Obviously that user needs to make sure the prerequisites are met. I mean, you've only granted him the access to install Exchange, so he still needs to ensure that the prerequisites are installed and up and running like it should be. So I'm just waiting for this to run through. There you go, it's done a prerequisite. And I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to go again. There we go, let's copy the Exchange files, installing management tools. And now it's installing the hub transport role and the client access role. And ta-da, he managed to install Exchange on the server. So keep in mind, he will only be able to install on the servers that you gave him delegate access on. It does not mean he can go and install Exchange on any other server, only to the server that you specified or ran that command on. So as you can see here, it's giving me an error. So if you wanted to go and change any configuration settings on that HC1 server, that was the first server provisioned in the company, he's not going to be able to because he does not have the access. If he goes to HC2, you can see you can actually change it. So there I'm showing HC1, HC2, client access. Same thing, if you see HC1, you can't even view it because it doesn't have the rights. He's not allowed to change anything or do things on that server. So on HC2 I can actually go and configure settings. So I'm showing you now that the user I delegated the access to can now go and change the configuration settings as per the build document that you provided him with. So there I'm just quickly changing a few things. It's saying that IIS needs to be restarted, and then yes, okay. Let's go change a URL. So he's got the build document, he needs specific external and internal URLs. You can ask him to go and change it. Obviously I tried getting past that, but I had to put in a proper URL. So I just put in test.com. And he's able to configure that server. So the servers that he's got the delegate access to, he can configure and set up as per your build document. And there I'm just showing it's the user teams that I delegated access to that's logged on. I'm logging off. Now I can't remember what the heck I was doing here. So logging on with my admin account, it's got all the needed rights for exchange management, installation. Alrighty, so opening exchange. So management console is open. So, okay, so I'm just going to show you that I can, with my enterprise account, I can actually view and change things for the HC2 server that Teams installed for us. So there you go. So if you have an engineer on site somewhere and he needs to install Exchange for you, you can grant him the access. As I said, with that command, you can just append : and server name after the provisioned server, and that will grant the user the rights on that server or to the servers he needs to install Exchange on, and he can go ahead with that. Hope this was useful. I'll post the links for the Microsoft sites. Thanks. Bye-bye.